So as you may know, as an independent rapper, you have to wear a lot of hats. You have to know how to obviously make your music, you have to know how to market your music, you have to know how to network, you have to know the business end, and when you have to know this many different things, it can actually feel like it hurts you more than it helps you when you have to learn another thing and another thing in order to succeed. So today I actually want to give you guys a cheat code that I found with my own career recently that really is just going to help take a lot of that stress off of having to learn so many different things. What's going on? It's Pimp Fried Rice. Welcome to the Music in a Millions podcast, the show where we give independent rappers the tools and resources needed to be successful without waiting on a record label. Yeah guys, it can be really stressful when you're an independent rapper, having to learn all these different things, having to wear all these different hats, and it sometimes feels like you don't even get to focus on the music as much as you should because you're focused on so many different things. So like I said, today I'm going to show you how you can take a lot of that stress away and how you can really start to see progress and movement in your music career. And if you stick around to the end, I actually have a free extra cheat code that I'm going to give you guys that's really going to help you get to that next level. So before we get started, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. That way you can be notified whenever we drop new videos. So now this is actually something I learned from Brunson, which is someone I mentioned I think in my last video or 2 videos ago or something like that. He's someone who is super inspiring to me, someone who I get a lot of knowledge and information from, so I want to pass it back on to you guys. And he actually learned this principle from someone named Dan Sullivan, who owns a company that teaches people how to market their products, how to market with their business and everything like that. And when I found this out, I was like, holy shit, this really is a cheat code. And the cheat code is, instead of focusing on how to learn something, you want to focus on who you know that already knows how to do it. So like I was saying, we have to learn so many different things, whether it be networking or marketing our music, or how to publish our music, how to collect royalties, how to do music videos. So instead of having to take the pressure onto yourself of having to learn another task and learn how to edit your music videos, or learn how to mix your music, or learn how to produce your music, you can find someone who already knows how to do it. So instead of you having to know how to do it, you just need to know who knows how to do it. And the reason this helps is because I'm sure if you've ever tried to learn something new before, you're gonna relate to what I'm about to say. A lot of times when you're trying to learn a new skill or learn something that you're not familiar with, you fall into what is called the procrastination pit. The procrastination pit is basically where you start having to learn something new and you get to a point to where you're stuck, whether you don't understand something or maybe it's a little bit more difficult than you originally planned for it to be, and you just get to a point where you're like, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna pause, I don't want to keep going, and you just don't make any progress. And a lot of times that happens because you're trying to learn so many different things, or you're trying to figure so many things out that you just can't make that progress. So when you ask someone else to do something for you, or you have that relationship with people who already know how to do it, you can pay them to do it and get them to do it for you. So that takes so much of the stress off of you from having to learn another task. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like to learn every single thing. I mean, I kind of do because I like to have my hands on everything. I'm a control freak like that, and I'm trying to work on it. But yeah, like, it does not benefit me or my career to have to learn every single thing. So it's better to build relationships with people that know all of these different, tasks and things that you're gonna have to do as an independent rapper. And it's better to just pay these people to do it for you. Like I said, a lot of times people are like, oh, well, man, I'd rather save the money than have to go, pay this guy to produce my song or pay this guy to shoot my video. But think about how much time that's gonna save you in the long run if you just pay somebody to shoot that video for you. And now there's something called opportunity cost that helps you to kind of gauge whether or not it's actually gonna make sense for you to pay someone to do it. Because there are some tasks where it's better for you to actually just learn how to do it. It's gonna be a little bit stressful, it's gonna be a little bit of a problem, but figure those things out because that's gonna help you advance further. And the way that you gauge, is it a good thing to pay someone for, or should I learn it myself, is with the opportunity cost. And opportunity cost basically is you need to calculate, is your time worth more than the amount of money that you would pay someone else to do it? So I know that's probably not gonna make sense for you guys the way I explained it, so I'm gonna give you an actual example. So say you need a logo made for your music, made for your brand. You could go on YouTube or Google and figure out how to use Photoshop and how to use all these different Adobe programs, learn how to do the graphic design to put that together, but that's gonna take you probably about 30 hours for you to do. Now, if it takes you 30 hours to have come up with this logo, that's 30 hours of your time that you could have dedicated to something else. And now what you do is you factor how much your hour is worth. So like say you say that you're worth $10 an hour. I know that's a pretty lowball example, but I just want to use it so the math is simple on my end. Say you're worth $10 an hour, and that would cost you and that would take you 30 hours for you to complete that logo by learning the design and then get it all put together in Photoshop. That total cost would be $300 because the 30 hours plus the $10 per hour, that's $300 that if you can find someone to make that logo for you or that graphic for you for $300 or less, that is a opportunity cost. That makes sense for you to spend that money because that's going to save you more time in the long run, which then you can allocate your time to do better things. You can work on your music. You can work on a marketing campaign. You can do the things that are your strengths that are going to get you to the next level. Does that make sense? So instead of you wasting time learning a new task, you spend a little bit of money in the front end, but now that saves you time to grow your brand, to grow your music career, to grow your business, whatever it is you're trying to get to that next level. So you just need to weigh out the opportunity cost of whether it makes sense for you to pay someone. If it doesn't make sense, if it's going to cost you way too much money, sometimes it is okay for you to have to learn some new tasks. I can't talk. Can never talk in these videos, guys. Like, there are plenty of tasks that I learned myself because it makes more sense for me to be able to just knock it out and do it quickly instead of trying to pay someone on an again and again basis. Kind of like editing these YouTube videos. Even though in the beginning it took me a lot of time, a lot of stress, and it probably would have made sense to pay someone, because I understand it now and I have a flow, it really does not take me much time at all. And if I pay someone to do it, it's going to be a process I have to re-explain to someone, and I'm going to have to get them familiar with my style. So as of right now, it makes more sense for me to be editing, but it doesn't make sense for you to learn every single new skill. And the best part about when you pay someone to do these things for you is, one, now it saves you time, which, like I said, that can help you a lot in the long run. That can help you to progress different things. Two, it builds relationships with these people that have talents that are beyond yours. Whenever you are working with people, you want to have a circle of people that have talents that are outside of what you do. If everybody you hang out with has the same talent, your circle is going to be kind of stunted. Your circle is not going to make as much progress as it could. You want to have someone who's great at, marketing. You want to have someone who's great at business. You want to have someone who's really creative and at the music side. You want to have someone who's great at videos. You want to have someone who's great at collecting royalties. That way you can all bring your skills together and move the team forward. Build those relationships. And honestly, when you pay someone to do it, and if that's their specialty, it could end up better than if you did it. Yes, it feels cool to have your hand on the project and to do it. I get it. I'm that same way. Like I said, I'm a control freak, but sometimes it's better to have someone who's a professional in that field do it for you. And over time, as you work with more and more professionals, you actually want to culminate and gather a Rolodex of these people. So that could be engineers that you worked with, that could be producers that you worked with, it could be A&Rs and executives for labels, it could be blogs that you reach out to, videographers, photographers, anything like that, graphic designers. Get this Rolodex of people. And now, guys, if you heard in the beginning, I have that extra free cheat code for you. I actually put together a little Rolodex of people that I've worked with in the past that have done really great work, and I want to give you their contact. That way you can start your Rolodex of people. These are some engineers, producers, a lot of the stuff that I just named for you guys. That way you can start to find people to do stuff for you. That way you're not stressed out. You're not trying to learn everything for yourself. So guys, hit that link down below. All you got to do is enter your email and it'll be sent right to your email address. It'll be all their different handles. That way you can find them on social media and everything like that. Make sure you guys check that out. Have a great rest of your day. Make sure you're not wearing too many hats, obviously. Make sure you keep streaming Deep End. That song is getting a lot of love and I really appreciate you guys for it. Keep on streaming it and get those numbers up. Thank you. Thank you. I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.